TikTok just released their official MCP server. That means that you can now hook up any AI agent like Claude or ChatGPT, whatever you use, directly to your TikTok ads manager. Campaigns, budget, performance data, all managed through a chat interface. They also launched Agentic Hub. It's a library of ready-made TikTok skills that your agent can pull from. Prompts for reporting, optimization, or creative testing. In this video, I will walk you through the full setup, how to connect the MCP server and run your first prompt against a real TikTok ad account. Let's go. TikTok just released their own MCP server, the official MCP server, as well as an Agentic Hub. And I'm genuinely impressed by what they released. So basically, they released that MCP server so you can give your AI agent direct access to the TikTok ad platform. It means that they give you the keys to connect ChatGPT or Claude or other AI directly to your TikTok ad platform to be able to manage campaign. Set up campaign, change creatives, basically manage a campaign with an AI instead of doing it manually. And they give you two types of server. The first one is full disclosure. It means that you have access to more than 400 tools, basically allowing you to do whatever you want with your advertising account through Claude or ChatGPT, like creating ads, changing assets, and so on. Or they are also giving a smaller one called progressive disclosure, where you only have 40 core tools, mostly to read information from your TikTok account and consume less token. So I will show you how to set it up using Claude Desktop. But right before we do that, I also want to quickly show you their Agentic Hub. In their Agentic Hub, they are giving you AI skills. So if you are not familiar with AI skills are basically little pieces of knowledge that you can give your AI agent so it knows how to do something the right way. And TikTok themselves, they built a couple of skills, like how to train creative agent. So when you give this to your AI agent, it will help the agent find hot trends for your videos. Or creative fatigue rotation planner. So with that skill, your agent will be able to define if you have ad fatigue in your different ads. And you have a bunch of different skills built by TikTok or by third party. So it's really impressive what they've done. It means that they really want you to develop AI native workflows for TikTok ads management. So they are giving you the key to connect an AI to TikTok, and they are giving you skills so your AI agents do things the right way. And to be honest, they are the only one that released something like this. So now let's set up TikTok MCP with Claude Desktop. And you will see that's pretty easy. So first, I will copy the URL of the MCP server. So for the example, I will use the full server with all the tools. I will go into Claude. I click on connectors, manage connectors. And here I will add a custom connector that I will call TikTok. And I will give the remote MCP URL. And I will add the MCP. So this will allow my Claude Desktop to connect to TikTok. And now I have to connect to my actual TikTok advertising account. So Claude AI will be able to manage my advertising account. Now we can see here that my Claude Desktop is actually connected to TikTok. So it means that now from Claude, I can manage my TikTok advertising account. I can create new campaigns. So let me show you how it works. So now that we have TikTok MCP connected with Claude Desktop, we'll ask Claude to create our TikTok campaign directly inside our account. Using the TikTok MCP, I need you to create a new campaign in my TikTok ad account called Markifact. So first find the account and confirm you have access to the account. And then I need you to walk me through the creation of a campaign. So we want to create a reach campaign and we want to target Dubai, and we want to pay maximum $50 a day. And we want to create a campaign to promote our marketing automation software on TikTok. Let me know if you are missing any info to set up the campaign and the targeting. So Claude wants to use one of the tools inside the TikTok MCP. So when this happens, I need to validate. So I give my approval for Claude to use the tool. So Claude finished working and he found our correct account ID inside TikTok. and he has a couple of questions regarding the brief that we gave him. So I finished giving all the instruction to Claude based on what he requested. So now I will just send a prompt. Claude will take my prompt and basically start creating the architecture of the campaign and the ad group. And when it's ready, we'll push everything into TikTok Ad Manager using the TikTok MCP. So Claude created the campaign and pushed it live in our account. And now it's requesting validation to create the ad group inside the campaign. While Claude is creating the ad group, let's go back into the account and check the campaign shell. And there you go. You can see that our campaign shell is actually created. I will just pause the campaign for the moment. So the build is done, campaign is created, and the ad group with different targeting, budget, and frequency is actually set up inside. So let's go back into TikTok and click there to have a look. And we can see here indeed that our ad group with all the targeting and the budget is actually set up properly. So this is how you can use the new TikTok MCP tool to actually create campaign from ChatGPT or Claude, and just to basically manage your campaign. If we go back to the documentation, so you have more than 400 tools that you can use to create campaign in TikTok and just manage your campaign in TikTok. So you can see you can do a bunch of stuff, campaign level, ad group level, even regarding the comments. You can basically manage pretty much everything using the MCP. So to make it easy for you and not to go through the entire list, just ask your Claude and ChatGPT to read the documentation, or just use the MCP server to tell you what it can actually do. Because as you can see, it can do a bunch of things. So this is how I'm using the TikTok MCP server to set up a TikTok campaign. But I have another solution to manage TikTok. Personally, I prefer using Markifact. Don't get me wrong, I loved what TikTok has been doing, releasing an official MCP with a bunch of tools and the AI skills gallery that they call Agentic Hub. But here are a couple of reasons why I prefer using Markifact instead of using TikTok MCP directly. First one, when I send my prompt into Claude, you saw that Claude was using the TikTok official MCP server, but it was doing a lot of back and forth to understand how to do things like how to access advertising account, how to find a good account, how to use different parameters. And basically what you see here is just back and forth between Claude and the MCP server and trying some API calls to finally just confirm that it has access to my account. So why did this happen? Because an MCP is a wrapper around API calls, but it needs documentation to explain your AI agent how to use those different tools and those different API calls. So if the context layer sitting on top of the MCP is not well documented, it's hard for Claude or ChatGPT to know exactly what to use. And so ChatGPT and Claude will maybe do like 10 or 20 different API calls to try to find simple stuff like how can I see the list of accounts. And this is what I like with Markifact, is that they took the time to study the different APIs of the different ad platforms, because usually the API documentation are really confusing, and they took time to create a context layer on top of their own MCP. So when you use Markifact and you ask, okay, list me my TikTok accounts, it just takes Claude one prompt to get the information and not 12 different prompts. So this is one big problem that we have seen with the official MCP server, is that the API documentation is not always great, and they are lacking a context layer for your AI agent. Other reason why I like to use Markifact is that I can connect in one place different advertising account. So when I'm working with an agent inside Markifact, I can ask, okay, give me the spend of my Google Ads, Meta, and TikTok account for this client for the past 7 days. And Markifact will use the different connection to put that info in one message and give it back to me. If I do it inside Claude, for example, using the different official MCP server, I will need to make different prompts, one for Google Ads, one for Meta, one for TikTok, and then asking Claude to reconciliate all the data and merge the data to give me my weekly report. So having everything in one place is a big reason why I prefer using Markifact. Finally, if you use Markifact, you can also, with your agent, schedule tasks, for example. So you could do a prompt, give me a weekly report with the cost, the leads, and the cost per leads, and run every Monday. And you can schedule that here in the schedule task of your agent. So every Monday you will receive weekly reporting with the data from Google Ads, Meta, TikTok, whatever ad account you want, in just one place. And you don't have to every week come here and ask Claude or ChatGPT to do the same job every week. Big reason why I like doing that. And also some people are telling me, okay, Julian, we don't really like using Claude, or we cannot use Claude, so we have to do that in ChatGPT or Gemini or other tool. The great thing with Markifact is that you can customize your agent and you can choose the model that you want. And you have plenty of models available. And what's great as well is that you can add your own API key. So you're not reliant on Markifact API key to connect to GPT or Gemini or Claude. You can add your own, so your data is funneled through your own API key. And finally, last but not least, the Markifact agents can plug and connect to Slack or WhatsApp. It means that you can chat with your TikTok account directly from WhatsApp going through your Markifact agent. And it's set up in literally 1 minute. We've made plenty of video about it. Super simple. So great job, TikTok. You made a great MCP server, way better than the official Google Ads and Meta official ones. It's great to have the Agentic Hub with different skills. The skills in there are not really good at the moment, but what's important here is that they took the effort to build an ecosystem where creators can actually upload their skills and make that ecosystem grow. So they are really pushing for Agentic. So great job, TikTok, but personally, I will still stick to Markifact. And that's it. The official TikTok MCP server is connected and your agent running commands again your TikTok ad account. If you've already set up the Google Ads or Meta MCP server that we covered in previous video, this one plugs into the same agent. But if you want to have everything in one place, let's just try Markifact. Link is in the description. Create an account and try it for yourself. I see you in the next one.